Hey everybody, this is TheBiggWiggs, and welcome back to another completely and utterly silent playthrough of Bloodborne. Not playthrough, episode. This is the same bulk as the last one, which, kind of got corrupted's the wrong word. There was a bunch of static in the background, so there's not going to be any actual physical in-game sounds on this one. That bothers you? I'm sorry. I can't go back and redo it because there's no way to, like, save scum this game, and it's super late game, so I can't actually replay up to it unless I want to spend, like, 5 or 6 hours playing through it. It's not a bad thing. Not the worst thing in the world. But anyways, we're coming back into Lumen Flower Gardens. Place where we killed the Celestial Emissary last time. And also where we broke through this window. We can pick up a Call Beyond. A Call Beyond's like probably the highest arcane scaling thing in the game. I say that because A, it's S rank in arcane. And B, it takes 40 arcane to use this. The lore behind it is that they actually try to use this to summon down a great one, a god. And, it backfired and made an explosion. So now they just use it as a thing that makes explosions. Pretty good. I mean, it's not exactly a failure. I quite like explosions. And just another, mostly me forgetting here that, Blade of Mercy doesn't really work well on these guys. Fire weapons works much, much, much better. This place is technically an optional area. The whole Upper Cathedral Ward is an optional area. But this is, it's sort of a little hidden thing. The deep little, the bowels of the Upper Cathedral Ward. Got some more of these guys. I will explain who they are. In another episode, we don't actually get around to it this episode. Well, we can't get around to this episode because it would be like an hour-long episode then. Anyways, we come in here, and what looks like from a distance a dragon. It's not a dragon, though. That would be way, way too unoriginal for Bloodborne. Pretty cool area, though. As we get closer, it's like, I can't see its head. Those look like wings. What the hell? It kind of looks slug-like. Feathers? Noodles for hair? Oh my god. Also, that does look exactly like Rom the Vacuous Spider. Like the head and the body right there. Right next to her. I have no idea what that is, but it looks pretty important. And this is, in fact, a real great one. Ebertus, Daughter of Chaos. I assume the Celestial Emissary. I mean, if they are in fact growing kin, the weird blue guys over there, that might have been something they made themselves, or maybe just isn't. Maybe it's a god, but not a great one, quote unquote. We're kind of going through our inventory here. I'm looking for beast blood pellets for the most part, because you kind of hit this thing a lot, kind of, sort of. It ends up not working out. Beast blood pellets is as you hit things. A bar goes up, and in certain intervals on that bar, you get damage multipliers. It works both for you and the enemy, though, because your defense lowers as that bar goes up as well. You can get pretty high here with the Blades of Mercy. None of the damage stacks, of course, because the boss let the health go up. And once again, Blades of Mercy just aren't really cutting it here. What you really want to do is get in with a good hard attack every few hits. So I switched back over to the Bloodwick's Holy Blade. I really should have it transformed here. I was a bit nervous about stamina management, because my stamina actually, or my health, isn't very high at all. I'm not sure if you just noticed me almost getting one shot there. Yeah. I do, in fact, fail here. I do fail. It's a long fail. It's a drawn-out failure. But hey, it sort of gives you an idea of how to fight it. Ebertus, Daughter of the Cosmos, not Daughter of Chaos. Excuse me, but the Daughters of the C word is quite commonly used in From games, so watch out for the horrible mouth swipe. The strategy here is to stay real close to her and then dodge out of the way of those swipe attacks. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but you can get pretty far with it. Yeah, it's just about learning those timings. It's only like 2 or 3 different attacks that'll actually snag you if you're rolling around properly. You get distance, and she starts using her tentacle arms to do some nasty things as well. She'll also do this charge attack, I think is about to come up. Yeah, that one. That does some damage. Her head's the weak spot. If you get her head enough times, I'm pretty sure she'll stagger, and you can get down to, sort of on her level. I kind of tried going for it, but it didn't work. The Beast Blood's worn off by now. It's, you know, this isn't a fully upgraded weapon. This isn't even at a +8. I think it's a +7. So there's definitely some stuff you could do here. You can see you get a little bit of a damage boost if you smack her in the head. Not the most difficult boss. I've mentioned being underleveled before. This rings to me as sort of a boss you do at the very end game. And although we're getting really close to super end game, we're not quite there. There's like a one whole area we have to go through. Really 2 more bosses we have to go through before we end the game. Well, 2 bosses we have to do before we get in the game. There's some stuff to run around. So. Especially since we haven't done any chalice. I don't think I'm going to do chalice dungeons, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah. I'm starting to get the swing of things, taking a bit more hits, dealing a bit more damage. There we go. If you just stay right up close to her, she goes down pretty quickly. Tonitrus would be pretty good here, I think. I didn't have it on because I'm still trying to make Blade of Mercy work. There we go. She's at 50%. Obviously, now she has a constant damaging aura. You can see my health just slowly tick down. I'm not sure if that's, like, something I can prevent in any meaningful way, outside of just healing over it. I finally decided, you know, let's go switch over to, the Great Sword. And I should have done that a while ago, because it does more damage. Totally whiff there. Don't really whiff there. I mean, it was a pretty light attack, and it just sort of nicked me anyways. Yeah, if I did this fight again, which I don't, because it's like, you know what? I feel like I got it, but I don't really want to spend a whole video making sure I got it. Roll around here. And I don't heal enough time because of the damaging aura, and we go down. Not a bad fight. If I did it maybe 2 or 3 more times, we could do it with this character. There's no reason to do that, though. We're going to bounce around to another character. We're back up here. I was actually going to farm for Blood Valve because I only have 5 and run into Gilbert. Gilbert is the guy who's been helping us, gives us the flame spray weapon. He's finally gone full beast. You get the claw mark room from him. It's kind of an important lore point because he's such a helpful NPC, and it's a bit of sad the way he goes. But forget him for now. We're back in Forsaken Cainhurst Castle. We're going to fight Martyr Ligarius. For some reason, I thought it was okay not to edit out the entire run back. I don't know why. Maybe I like padding my videos. Getting them fat YouTube stacks, you know what I mean? I made like $3 last month. That's some eating money. I can get like dollar menu shit all day, every day, as long as all day, every day is only 3 days. And in fact, if I eat fast food all day, every day, I'll probably only live for 3 days. So you know what? It all works out. Can I go on this little rant and just run back? Just in case you forgot, like, the run back was. I don't know. I did end up buying a whole bunch of blood vials, too. I'm not proud of that. I feel like getting one more bit of vitality would have been better. But hey, what can you do? So we're kind of back to Martyr Ligarius. Not, do I say Master Ligarius? I think I say Master Ligarius every single time. It's because stupid Alfred only ever calls him Master Ligarius. Oh well. We're going back to Nitrous this one because I feel like, you know what? Blade of Mercy didn't do much against, what's-her-face, Ebertus. We're going to go back to the tried and true Tonitrus. Even though Tonitrus is a bit of a lower level, it could still be quite good. So we're going to try using that. Spoilers, it doesn't, apparently Martyr Ligarius has shitloads of magic defense all around, so we end up not using it at all. But hey, shit happens. Once we get up here, we'll be up into the boss fog. Things about Martyr Ligarius. He's a bit weird. Not really a bit weird. But he uses a lot of ranged attacks in the beginning. We'll wait till we get there. It's going to take 20 GD seconds. And I'm dragging out my words just so we can... Yeah, there we go. Martyr Ligarius is a bit weird. He uses a lot of ranged attacks at first. I guess he uses that second as well, but... taking it there. That's one of those ranged attacks. And there's no always ranged attacks. Someone's exploding ball, land on the ground, explodes. If you're right under him, the ball goes straight down to hit you, so it's not too hard to avoid. Well, Martyr Ligarius is a bit weird because these magic attacks he's using right now, they aren't parryable. At least I don't think they are. That swipe down thing might be parryable. That's mainly so he can activate that one skull to explode. So I'm not sure if you can parry him off of it. I didn't see our fire sword isn't doing much. What about our Tonitrus? Nah, it's not doing jack shit either. It's like, you know what? Fine, whatever. Let's go back to freaking Blade of Mercy. Pop that she is open. The reason why I say it's a bit weird that he uses all these, he does like a full 360 after the, after he sort of gets into his second phase of the fight. He becomes like way more aggro. He explodes here, by the way. I know he doesn't. My bad. I just sort of dominated. There we go. He will do a much faster explosion shot. That one. Really hard to avoid. Now that swing you can definitely parry and counter and do a lot of good damage. And I do parry him quite a bit, but I don't think I parry him at all in this first stage. He uses those melee attacks so rarely. And he hits me with 2, so I feel kind of bad about that. When he takes out his sword... Is he going to start using it? No, not really. He's not really interested in using the sword. When he starts getting aggroed, he'll start using lots of melee attacks instead. And it's weird because it's almost easier to deal with those melee attacks. Because right now he's sort of playing this like mage. He's mage class. Those things would have probably hit and killed me. Playing a bit of a mage class. There we go. We get 1 parry off of him because that wind-up is just so slow. Lots of damage. If I put some runes onto my weapon, I probably could have gotten even more damage. Now he's got his sword out. No real... like, moment of, oh, I'm powering up, whoa, but now that he's swinging a lot, we can sort of just blindly fire into him and get some good things going on. And I do miss parries a lot, just because I don't really know this boss that well. And, yep. I know you can also get in with the backstab of that. Our weapon isn't as long as I'm used to weapons being, so we do whiff quite a few times as he zooms past us. And you can see I'm trying to go for parry. I'm just botching it. That little downward energy smash hammer thing is pretty cool. I like it a lot. When he does this move, he's going to summon a bunch of swords above him, and they will rain down upon you like rain. To get rid of that, you just have to attack the sword. If you back up, then you're going to have a hard time actually attacking the sword, because then you're going to have projectiles raining down on you. And they're not hard to avoid because obviously you can just sort of like go through it. Yeah. This dash attack, by the way, is not difficult to dodge, and it actually leaves them open. Like, if you can place yourself properly right behind him, you can get into backstab. Like a charge dart too, especially if you're using something like the Saw Spear or the Saw Cleaver, or even the Blades of Mercy. Blade of Mercy, I should say. It's only 1 blade. Splits into 2, but... I'm starting to notice that, hey, I'm a bit low on the old blood vials. I can't actually just keep doing this until I lose. So hopefully we get in some parries here. I say hopefully. I know how this ends. Going for some charged R2s. I know it's possible. He's so slow in the recovery for some of his attacks. There we go. Another 1,000 damage. Ooh, feels pretty good. Blade of Mercy also isn't fully upgraded yet, so there's still a lot of room for improvement on this character. I've sort of mixed and matched a little bit too much. The explosion thing does happen when he places his sword. I run right into it, which is frustrating. So now we have to roll over to it. We get it, though. We take a few hits from the back, but it's worth it just to guarantee that we don't, you know, totally be effed. And, ooh, very close to that backstab there. And we just sort of, there we go. Sneak one in there right in the back of his back. Neck, back, spine type sort of thing. There we go. That's the last parry we really get. We still have to sort of finish him off, but it's like 2 hits away from killing him. He actually manages to float above the last one. Floaty S. About to say SMB. He's not an SMB. You're an SMB super fan. Yeah, but he goes down. Marlowe Garris. He isn't the hard boss, I should mention. He is, I'm quite over-leveled. Maybe not over-leveled. For those boss, I'm a bit over-leveled. I'm really entering endgame. And we, pick up the Crown of Illusions. It's just over here in the middle. Not a, yeah, overall, just a really nice boss. Crown of Illusions. Don't teleport away after putting on the Crown of Illusions. Or taking it like, oh, sweet swagger-ass crown. I can just bail now. No. Activate this if you want to. You won't ever need it again. Run towards where his throne was. And we get a nice little cutscene that doesn't matter because we have no audio. Heh. Whoops. I don't know why I say whoops. Like, the only way I would ever possibly say whoops is if I checked the audio, did some audio test every single time I started recording. Which, I mean, hey, some people do, I guess. But it just makes it's just one extra hassle into recording, which, There's literally no excuse at all. I don't even know why I brought it up. Whoops, probably shouldn't have mentioned it. But anyways, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I will double check next time to make sure this doesn't happen. And if I can't double check to make sure this doesn't happen, well, I'll still do post commentary at least. But yeah, I'll do post commentary. That's all I can say. Might need a new microphone, but it seems to work out for this. Whatever this is, seems to work. Fired a last gun. Why not? Just make sure no temptations. And we come here next to Queen Annalise. Queen Annalise is a bit... Well, I don't really know her. I can't. Don't want to slag her off too much, because we really just met. It's a bit awkward, a bit weird. She is the last Vile Blood. And Vile Blood is sort of the covenant that is a PvP covenant, in that you kill people, you give them their blood dregs to her. I guess she gives you stuff. I don't know. Some swag. Important thing is, though, after we drink that blood, does she give us the thing, or do I have to wait a second? There we go. Canehurst badge. Some good weapons in there. Or a good weapon. And maybe it's a good weapon. It's a cool weapon. At least. Might notice this. Pick up the unopened summons. We can get to Alfred. Alfred will come back, and he will clean house. I'd be clapping my hands. It wasn't just me, like, doing some weird meaty sounds. That's all we'll do here for now. For now. Some fancy editing that was totally not harsh, and... As we level up more and more, I'm going to stop putting points into skill or arcane. I think we have enough damage overall to do what we need to do. And I'm thinking more like, we died pretty quickly against Evertus. So some more vitality makes more sense to me. It gives us more defense, more HP. And also a nice little effect that you may not have noticed, or at least you wouldn't have noticed if you haven't been pumping your HP, is that your blood vials will restore a percentage of your own HP. So increasing your vitality also increases how much you heal by. Very, very nice. Vitality is incredibly powerful. It's really taken over, in Dark Souls, the original Dark Souls, endurance was sort of like the be-all end of, like, the more endurance you had, like, you could just sort of scale out of control after a while. And Bloodborne has definitely gone in towards vitality. Like, your survivability goes up so much for every point of vitality. And, I mean, it's not as exciting as more damage. I mean, what else does it like damage? But nothing else. But vitality is a very, very good, like, it's just something to put in. Like, if you're just leveling up to increase your defense, you should just put it into vitality. Here we have the Chikage. This is the weapon that, the end of Eileen's quest, that super powerful hunter guy was using, the Chikage. And he's the reason, Chikage is the reason we, scummed the shit out of him. It's a katana. When you transform it, it gains more damage, but slowly drains away your life. Pretty cool, though. Scales with blood tinge, so if you're using, like, a gun-based build, yeah, it's something to pick up. For now, though, let's head back to Nightmare of Mensis. We are going to show off, quote-unquote. We're going to do a shortcut. We're going to go to a shortcut, because it's actually a very quick shortcut. And it's not difficult, because we really are just speedrunning through this one part into the shortcut. Because it's a BS area. But it's fine. This whole area, this stretch of road here, encourages sprinting past. And, of course, I don't put on my Frenzy Resist rune, because I'm a dingus, but we don't really need it. If you're standing outside fighting these guys, I kind of consider it the wrong way to do it. But yeah. Peek your heads out, start taking constant frenzy damage. A little bit of, damage in general. Your health slowly depletes. It's pretty brutal. You can really see the effects of it as well, because it happens to enemies really quickly. So rather than getting frenzied, enemies will just, like, their HP drains. Hey, you see that guy in the corner. It's going down quick for him. Now, this is actually a really lucky bit of luck that we have. Little item drop. Fire Damp Blood Gem. That is a 12.6% fire damage blood gem. Some people might say that's not very important. Whatever. You already have like an 8.4% damage fire blood gemstone on your character. But the thing is, the only way to increase the damage from Logarius' greatsword... Now, what the fuck am I talking about? Ludwig's Holy Blade now. Because I'm not using physical damage, I can only use fire blood gemstones. I can only insert those. And I only have a slot for one. So I'm only using one gemstone slot for my sword right now, and I just found a much better one, which is rare, because we've actually been going through the whole game with this one, the first fire blood gemstone we got, and we haven't found a better one except for right now, so it's really nice for the last stretch of the game to have like, hey, this is a fairly sizable damage increase that you just picked up. And because of that, I'm fighting these guys because I'm like, maybe I can get some more blood gems. More blood gems. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm pretty hyped for that. I miss. That's how hype I am. I just whiff. We hit the next 2 times, though. Next 3 times. Pretty good. This guy hits hard, by the way. Like, he rocks face. He's not afraid to rock more face. Boom. More than half my health gone. Dangerous. And then boom. More than 90% of my health gone. Leaving me dead. Whatever. Snap your fingers. 3, 2, 1, and... You know what? That wasn't a good snap. It wasn't even properly timed. You know, put in your own snap sound effects if you want here. I was even getting a little bit nervous about it. My hand started, so I was like, oh no, it's not gonna snap. Forget it. That guy's with Let It Goes. We only had 10,000. Who effing cares? We're gonna go up into my, I think everyone knows this is my favorite area. Isn't it your favorite area? Snap. I wish I could snap sharper. That was just me basically clapping. That's more like people are taking a little bit of damage from the frenzy. Eye, beam, gaze thingamajigger that's going on. Also, I'm sort of like not wanting to go into the next room. You can kind of see it from here. It was a slowly creep up. Ooh, it's a spider room. There's only one room with this as far as I can tell. Only one spider room. Much better than the whole spider level from Dark Souls 2, at least in my opinion it is. And they're all sort of laid out there for you to see. It's a little bit horrifying, though, to see that, like, above the horizon like that. Especially if, like, you have, like, a poor camera. I should give them props, though. This ladder leading upwards forces your camera sort of to look up and see them. And just really get, like, a nice little picturesque nightmare horror view of this. Now, what you can do is you actually throw a pebble at the big one. The big one will drop down by itself, and it'll get stuck in the doorway if you hide behind the doorway. It has really long range, so it'll still, like, hit you now and then, but it's much easier to deal with. So if you want to fight them out, it's entirely possible to do that. I'm not going to do it because they actually hit really hard. And as you can see, I'm not doing too much damage to them because they're not weak to fire. So we're going to run past them. That's not hard either, but they're fast, so you can't actually... They're fast, and they have a pretty long aggro range. So you're going to have to, like, run and keep running. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to run from here to the checkpoint. Past the spiders is a hunter. He's dressed in choir garb, but he is a hunter. He's actually fairly difficult, too. Like, if you have spiders chasing behind you, you're not going to be able to fight him. I'll be honest, it'll be hard to fight him even without the spiders. But other than that, it's just a checkpoint from there. So yeah, we'll fall down here. That M isn't very useful. Fuck that! It's never held me! Ugh. But yeah, I don't think it's very useful. Come over to this guy. He's a nerd. I'm a nerd. I'm actually quite thankful he used a jumping attack. He actually has the cane sword. So there are actually plenty of attacks he can throw at me that will have a very long, hew a very large swath of damage. I think I used that word wrong. A swath. Like a scythe. Whoosh. I'm doing a hand gesture you can't see because there isn't any face cam. Because I don't own a web camera. Whatever. This is the beginning of Nightmare Mensis. The Mensis cycle. Yeah. I mean, time when a girl turns into a young woman and a young man turns into a boy again. I don't know. Seems what it's like. Some more fancy editing. Fancy cutting and pasting. We're going to put on the Fire Damp Blood Gem. Because I've seen this before. I've learned it. I've burned it into my soul. So we're going to upgrade the TheBiggWiggs Holy Blade. It actually gives us another 10 damage. Pretty swag. Just base damage, not to mention the scaling increase. And if we upgrade to our Fire Damp Blood Gem, when I finally get to it, you'll see it also gives us from another 10 damage. Which is, for 110 to plus 121. It's a huge increase. It's another level. you know, we can increase our skill. We can actually increase our skill twice and get a similar upgrade on the Blades of Mercy. But I think Ludwig's Holy Blade, the Fire Sword, is probably going to be our main. And then things, you know, resistant to fire will bust out the Blades of Mercy. And whoosha, whoosha. Why am I here? Because we got the unopened summons, and I didn't go talk to Alfred. So we're going to go back and talk to Alfred. This is how you find him. He's actually right where we left him, right before the Forbidden Woods. Hopefully we all know where that is. If we don't, that's what this video is for. I'm just trying to help y'all. I'm not, like, fulfilling a hole in my soul with, you know, mindless attention to strangers or anything. No. I'm here to help. Love me. So Alfred's pretty weird. Spoilers. I mean, it's gonna be spoiled in, what? How long is this video? Another 2 minutes? Jeez, I wonder if I've ruined the suspense. So if we just come down, we can give Alfred the summons. It actually gives us another badge, too. A cool badge. Actually, a badge useful for arcane characters. Let's bet late in the game right now to really be building a run around a new weapon. I suppose if you know what weapon you're getting, you can sort of build it before you get it, but if you're doing a blind playthrough, why are you watching this then? If you're doing a blind playthrough, it's going to be hard to anticipate the scaling of weapons. And we're just going to bail. And do some more fancy editing, cutting, and pasting. Some really harsh edits, because I don't like adding transitions. Well, there we go. So, Alfred says some insane things. That's Alfred, by the way. You can tell by his voice, right? Can't you hear it? No? Shame. Me neither. He's killed Queen Elise. Killed, quote unquote. We can bring her back. There's a method to bringing her back that we'll probably end up doing. And, he busts out his wheel that he just gave us. The Logarius' wheel. I don't know how the wheel is like a weapon, rather than, say, the Kirk hammer he used to have. But hey, it seemed to work. I mean, what might I say anything? I didn't. It seemed to work. He didn't beat Martyr Logarius with it, but he beat like a defenseless lady with it. I assume she's defenseless. I'm not sure why I sat down. He gave us the roar. The roar gesture. I'm going to check out the roar gesture. Hey, tell me in the comments if this makes any noise for you. Oh, wait. I say that with, like, the full amount of, like, I'm expecting some dislikes on the video. Maybe not. But, like, in the future. Like, 3 months from now when people are finally like, let's see how other people play Bloodborne. They're like, oh, you don't have any audio. Nerd. Don't upload. But whatever. And, we picked up some queenly flesh. That's how we revive her, by the way. We put the queenly flesh somewhere. Yeah, creepy. Pinkish lump of flesh remains warm, as if cursed. All hail the undying queen. Yeah, she comes back. We'll bring her back. I'm not saying, I'm not saying it's not without help. But until then, thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day. Let's do some gesture working out here. See if we can get a new gesture in on this. Yeah? No, not sit down. No. Whatever. Goodbye! That was a shit gesture.